Hi, my name is Trisha Griffin, and today I'm going to be comparing and contrasting True North Christian Counseling's Informed Consent Form with the ACA Code of Ethics Informed Consent Form Standard, as well as the Maryland State Rules and Regulations on Informed Consent. As stated in the American Counseling Association's Code of Ethics, trust is the cornerstone upon which all counseling relationships must be built. A thorough informed consent form is the gateway into that trusting relationship between counselor and client. When a counselor presents his or her client with an informed consent form before their first counseling or before their first treatment, in a comfortable, clear, and concise manner, the counselor is welcoming the client into a new relationship that's built upon honesty and transparency. The counselor is establishing an environment of autonomy, justice, fidelity, veracity, where the client can rest assured that the counselor has his or her, the client's best interests at heart. From the results of my web search, I chose to review True North's Christian Counseling Informed Consent Form because I thought it would be interesting to see how a Christian Counseling Informed Consent Form compares to the American Code of Ethics standards, as well as to Maryland State Rules and Regulations. True North's Informed Consent Form began by clearly emphasizing its purpose. It openly stated its religious affiliation and identified its limitations as integrating Christian principles into the process of resolving personal issues and mental health issues. It established a client-centered approach by inviting clients to decide whether or not they were comfortable with working with a therapist who comes from a God-oriented perspective and understanding of people. True North's Informed Consent Form was divided into the following categories: counseling services, confidentiality, appointments, payments, emergency accessibility, and client autonomy. True North's Informed Consent Form was very similar and in accordance with the Maryland State Rules and Regulations of Informed Consent and with the American Counseling Association's Code of Ethics standards on informed consent by clearly expressing their purpose, their confidentiality policies, limitations, fees and billing methods, emergency access policies, and client autonomy. However, True North's Informed Consent Form did not comply or match up with the state of Maryland rules and regulations on informed consent in the area of the destruction of clients' records. True North's Informed Consent Form did not address the mode nor the timing in which a client's records would be destroyed. In addition to this, True North's Informed Consent Form also failed to include several other components that are required by the American Counseling Association's Code of Ethics. For instance, True North's Informed Consent Form did not provide options of treatment for the client, nor did it indicate potential reactions that that client might have to different treatments and their potential risks and benefits, as the American Counseling Association suggests. True North also did not include in their informed consent form a counselor's credentials, qualifications, or relevant experience, as the American Counseling Association recommends in the informed consent form. True North also did not include in their informed consent form their policy regarding the use of technology. And the American Counseling Association Code of Ethics states that professional counselors are obligated to address the issue of technology and the use of technology in their informed consent forms. So while I did appreciate the reliability and straightforward nature of True North's informed consent form, I think that they should have been more thorough. I don't think it's enough just to merely highlight a few of the American Counseling Association's Code of Ethics standards for informed consent. And I like what Joshua B. Murphy in the Mayo Clinic's article, The Benefits and Challenges of Informed Consent, says, because he warns that a gap in the informed consent process can cause a patient or client to believe incorrectly that he or she has received negligent care. The ACA Code of Ethics and the state of Maryland have established standards for informed consent forms that, if adhered to, will protect clients and counselors from an unfortunate miscommunication or even breach in their professional, trusting relationships. Thank you for watching.